Well, hello again, my lovelies, and welcome back to my little autumn leaf painting demo with watercolours. So, as I showed you in my last video, it's going to be something along these lines. So let's pop that over here for now. Actually, let's pop it there. And we are going to pick a piece of watercolour paper. Now, I quite like these 4x4 inch watercolour pieces. There's something about working on square that I just really love. Okay, so what we're going to do first is take a number 2 round brush, and we are going to... I've mixed a couple of browns together on my palette. I cannot remember which browns they are, and they're kind of stuck in my tin here. So the main thing I found that worked for me is to really saturate the brush, and you want a very light touch. You don't want to press down very hard. So what I'm going to do is just very lightly touch the paper with the paintbrush and just create that initial outlet. Now I'm just going to keep turning my paper around so I can just do little offshoots here, and then sometimes you might need to go over. And if you've got extra paint on your paper, you don't have to get more paint off your palette there. You can just use it from the paper itself. I'm going to turn just however the way that makes it easier for you. If I can get my words out today. I've just had a really good sneezy fit, so sniffly. So I want to make sure I've got plenty of little offshoots so that I can paint lots and lots of leaves. And again, I'm not a realistic painter. I kind of just make it up as I go along. I am a self-taught artist. I've taken a few classes, but nothing formal. So it's just something that I've always loved to do, and it makes me happy, and I hope that being creative makes you happy too. So when I show you how I do things, it's not from formal education, I admit, but it's just techniques that I've developed myself or I've learned in a class somewhere. Okay, so I think we'll do... There we go. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is give that a clean, and then we're going to switch to a number 1 brush. Excuse me for a second. Oh, golly. Okay, so we're going to switch to a number 1 round brush with a nice fine tip. We are going to just do a variety of reds and coppers and greens. Okay, so let's go in. I've already got some nice colours going in on my palette here that are perfect for autumnal colours. I love autumn colours. There's just something about that magic moment when you see them turning from greens to reds and coppers. Okay, so I'm going to just do some very simple leaves, just randomly kind of, and then what I might do is go into my copper, add a little bit of extra copper into those leaves. There we go. And then let's do some green. Let's get a bit more green on here. I hope you're seeing this okay. I'm going to try. I can't zoom in for some reason. I don't know why, but I'll see what I can do to adjust. So these, again, I am pressing very lightly down on the paper because I don't want to flood these leaves with lots of watery colour. There we go. And then we'll do another one. You see, I've got a bit too much water on there, so bear with me 1 second while I grab a little tissue and just lift up some of that excess. There we go. Just going to take a tiny brush here and then add a bit of copper to the greens. I love metallics. I love adding metallic highlights, especially to my autumnal leaves. Okay, so let's grab my brush again, give that a quick clean. Let's do some coppery orange. It's going to get a bit more orange from my palette here. And then also what I'm going to do is go back to my copper, add that to my little pool of orange, so it just gives it more sparkle, a bit more shine. Okay. There we go. And you can add as many leaves as you want. There we go. I'm going to go back into here. Now I'm just going to randomly kind of, let's see, let's go back into the red and just keep on adding your leaves. And I'm going to turn this around so it's a bit easier for me to, whoops. Okay. And isn't it amazing all the different colours that you can get this time of year? It's not just reds and golds, but you get lots of different shades of greens and browns, and it's just beautiful. Okay, let's do something. Let's do some like muted yellow with a bit of reddy copper in there. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some of that. And do some more. And now I'm just going to go straight into the copper. And then do some leaves in copper. And like I said, this is, it's so simple, but I think this is such a lovely little card to make, to send out to friends and family, you know, this time of year. Let's do a few more greeny gold ones. Let's see. There you go. And the number 1 brush just seems kind of perfect for this, and because it's got a nice point on it, you get some nice pointy leaves at the ends there. There we go. And then come back around here. And then I'm going to do a couple more kind of red. I want some more red in there. Okay. What I like about this is, as well, it's pretty random. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing ever does. I don't really like that word perfect, to be honest with you. I think you're setting a bar so high that if it doesn't come out as you see perfect, then you're not going to enjoy the process of creating. And I'm more of a, how can I put this? I see being creative for me as just, it's therapeutic, and I want to enjoy without overthinking, if that makes any sense at all. I probably would have done terribly in art school. I didn't do so well in art class when I was in school. I actually was removed from my art class because I wasn't good enough. So it's starting to come along, and it's really looking quite autumnal now. So I'm going to do a couple more just here. And I think one more over here. What I like about this as well, it dries fairly quickly. And then if you just spot a little empty space where you want to pop another leaf. So I think I'm going to leave that there, and hopefully this will be drying out pretty well. So now a few of those leaves are still drying, but what you could do next is take a white gel pen or a gold pen or a copper pen, even a black pen, and you could outline the leaves. And that's kind of what I did with this. I took some whites and golds, and you know, you can absolutely do that, you don't have to. What I'm going to do next is take my rubber stamp. Where did my rubber stamp go that I really like? Okay, so this is the rubber stamp. I'm wondering if that's going to fit. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to fit. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, that's going to be pushing it. Let's see if I can find another nice stamp while that's drying. How about thinking of you? So a nice thinking of you stamp, and I tend to use StazOn black ink because it will stamp on anything and dry on pretty much any surface. These watercolour squares, I've actually found them on Amazon of all places. They are okay, but I do find that my VersaFine ink doesn't dry very well on these. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can fit that in there. Oh, there we go. Thinking of you. And I think I'm going to call it there. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was really simple, but I just kind of like those colours for this time of year, and it's a really easy one to paint. Anybody could do this, well, pretty much anyone. And I hope you have a go, and thank you again so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. So I will be back soon with another demo. Alright everyone, take good care. Bye for now.